Good evening, good people. Welcome back to TV7 Live. We've got juicy political drama unfolding in the land of Zimbabwe. This is more thrilling than your average soap opera because Nelson Chamisa, the former leader of the Citizens Coalition for Change, has been summoned to appear before the Justice Mathios Chida-led Commission of Inquiry in the Harare City Council. Now, this sounds like a plot twist straight out of a political thriller, doesn't it? Then we see this one, Peter Ndlovu, who then pick up his car coming from Chivhayo. Yes, pick it where? In the land of South Africa. We're talking about a BMW, imagine. Then we see an engagement where we see Chivhayo and Mr. Wallerton there. Then from that, what else do we see? Mr. Thomas Mapfumo Mukanya. He speaks also concerning donations from Zimbabweans and from Chivhayo. We're gonna be digging into all that right about now. In the meantime, before we proceed with this video, make sure you click the like button and subscribe to TV7 Live if you have not yet already done so that you never miss any of videos, because we make videos each and every day. To those watching us live, you can write your comments in the top chat or in the super chat. That's how I can get your name so I can give you my shout out. Big up everybody who's watching us. Yeah, fire. Now, this commission was set up by the ruling party, ZANU-PF. Yes, that's ZANU-PF, because apparently they think that Nelson Chamisa holds the key to solve all the chaos in Harare. I mean, if he really had that power, wouldn't he have just turned the city into Disneyland by now? But seriously, they want him to explain how things went so wrong during his time in office. Now, they want Chamisa to explain how things went wrong. We see him here. I can just picture him walking in with a magic wand saying, I didn't do it. It was the other guy. But wait, who is this other guy? All right. Sengezo Chabangu. He has been accused of appointing councillors and he is picking players for a pick-up game at the park. Chamisa stepped down from leadership before all this drama unfolded, which had some people scratching their heads while their pockets were itching. It's like when you leave a party early and later you hear about the wild stuff that happened. You're just sitting thinking, I could have been part of that chaos. And now let's talk about public reaction. Public reaction. Some folks are saying that this inquiry is a political hit job, like a bad sequel to a movie nobody wanted. Others argue that accountability should apply to everyone. I mean, if we are handing out blame like candy on Halloween, let's make sure everyone gets a piece. The commission is diving into some serious issues: misuse of public funds, land deals gone wrong, and service delivery failures. Harare residents are frustrated. Who wouldn't be? They just want clean water, better roads. It's like asking for Wi-Fi in a cave. You know, it's not happening anytime soon. Now, as Chamisa prepares to take a stand, all eyes are on him. Will he emerge the Tupac Shakur of this? Or will this inquiry tarnish him or his legacy at least? It's like waiting for the next season of your favorite show. Will it be a cliffhanger or just another disappointing final?
Makadi mose kumati maana enyika uku. Ini ndinonzi Thomas Mapfumo kana kuti Mukanya. Ndinoona kuti pane nyaya iri kungotenderera pasocial media, nyaya yeGoFund. Vamwe vari kutaura zvakaipa nezita rangu, akazenga akaramba mari yaWikinel, saka akadii kutambira mari yaWikinel. Nyaya yeGoFund handina kumbokumbira munhu ini kuti ndiitirwe GoFund kwete. Mr. Guma munhu anondifarira. Vakangoonawo nyaya iyi ichibuda paindaneti kunzi imba yangu yakapiswa kupi kudomboshava. Zvinhuwo zvakavabata-bata semunhu anondiziva anonzwisana neni. Vakandifonera ndikavataura kuti ichokwadi imba iyi yakapiswa. Vakati aiwa zvakanaka, ini ndinoda kubatsira, ndoda kuti ndivhure yainonzi GoFund, mubatsirikane kuti imba iyi ivakwe zvakare. Ndikati aiwa kana dziri idzo pfungwa dzenyu munongoita, ini handingakumanikidzei kana kukurambidzai kwete, nekuti ndiri munhuwo ndinoshupika semashupikiro amuri kuita imimi. Ndonzwa vamwe vanhu vakutaura pamusoro penyaya iyi vachitaura akanga akashaya mari, akadii kutambira mari yaWikinel. Handitambire mari yakadaro ini, handitambire mari yetsvina kwete.
So we are hearing Thomas Mapfumo narrate this. Recently we saw Charles Charamba under attack on social media by a few controls who want to make themselves feel better by attacking other people.
Handina kumbokumbira munhu mari kuti ndivake imba iyoyo. Idea yani ya Mr. Guma ndovakava neidea yavo, ende handingavarambidze kuita izvozvo because ifeni yangu, munhu anondifarira. Zvese izvo zvavari kuita neruzivo rwavo nechido chavo, noti kuti inini ndakavati vaite izvozvo kwete. Handina kushupika ini, ndine mari dzangu, ndine vana vangu vanokwanisa kundibatsira kuti ndiite zvese zvandinoda kuita kana kuvaka imba iyoyo zvakare. Handina wandakumbira mari kwete. Vamwe vakutaura akaramba mari yaWikinel, akadii kutora mari kana mari yaWikinel, enda unotora mari yaWikinel. Ina handiide mari yaWikinel, handitomboida kana kuiona padhuze pangu mari yaWikinel kwete. Ende siyanai nezita rangu, siyanai nekutaura nezvezita rangu.
All right, you're still continuing. That is Mr. Mapfumo there speaking as of the video is made yesterday. Right. So, in March this year, Thomas Mapfumo, out of principle, would turn down an offer from Chivhayo worth $500,000 made up of a house, car, and cash Zimbabweans in their droves cheered and expressed adoration for Mukanya, who has stood by them through thick and thin for over several decades now. Hardly 6 months later, in September, Mapfumo's rural home in Ndlovu was burnt down by fire and requires $5,000 to rebuild. Donations are stuck at £85, and the question is obvious. We hammer musicians for accepting gifts from ZANU-PF, yet we are incapable of helping them in their time of need. Those in the opposition movement are the worst culprits. You would expect them, of all people, to understand the cost of principled activism, but they have chosen to fold their arms and act like they don't know we have a chance to give back. The same Mukanya has acknowledged their valiant efforts in the past, but all they concentrate on are useless birthday messages. That would be a message there authored by Lance Guma of Nehanda Radio there. So this is a clear message, a straight up message. And a message like this shouldn't offend anybody, unless the person is just a person who is already an offended person, an obnoxious person who will be looking for things to be blaming.
Vanotaura music yake yapera chichi yapera kupi kwacho. The whole world vanondiziva kuti ndiriko, and the music yangu ichiri very much alive. Izvinezvi hakuna mashows andiri kumboita, asi ndiri kupona nemari iri kubva kupi kumusic yangu, kuratidza kuti chii music yangu haina kustopa kutengesa, kwete iri kuchiri kutengesa nanhasi all over the world. Kwenyu ikoko kunobhanwa music nemagovernment enyaya asingawirirane nemamusicians, anoita zvekutenga mamusicians vachivatengera dzimotikari. Ndokuno kwamunoti music yamukanya hakusina nokusika. Ndinenge ndichikutaura chokwadi through that music. Vamwe wenyu hamunzwisise. Ndoziva kuti vazhinji venyu muri makawanda, munotya zvikuru, munotya kufa mutemo waMwari. Kana ukatya sei still uchangofa chete. Kufa mutemo waMwari. Makagara makadaro vanhu vekuZimbabwe, vanasikala vanobatwa, hamubude mudzimba. Vanangarivhume vanobatwa, hamubude mudzimba. Vanatimba vakabatwa, hamuna kana kubuda mudzimba. Gold mafia makataurirwa nezvayo, mari iri kubiwa munyika, makambobuda mudzimba here? 15 billion yakashayikwa, makabuda mudzimba? Ndo zvamuri izvozvo, muri vanhu vanotya. That's why muchiona ZANU yapedza 40 yakutopedza 45 years isina anoichalenja, because imimi munotya.
We hear Thomas Mapfumo there, still continuing here right now. It gets even deeper.
Moda kuti ndirwe hondo yakare, ndakarwa hondo yangu through my music.
I already fought my own war through my music. From the days of the liberation struggle, at one point I've been imprisoned.
Ndikabatwa, ndikaendeswa kuchikurubi negovernment yaSmith. Ndairwira nyika yangu. Mochiuya imimi nemagovernment yenyu yechitsotsi. Ma-elections anongobirwa, mari inongobiwa ichiburiswa munyika, machaina achingouya achingomaina achitora zvese. Hapana kwatiri kuenda, hapana kwatinosvika, hapana kwatinombosvika, kwete. Hatimbofa takasununguka nemaitiro atinoita nokuti hatina kubatana. Tarisai muone vanhu vakabatana, vanhu vekuMozambique vakabatana, dzimwe nyika dzese dzakabatana, kunana South Africa vakabatana, kuko kunana Namibia kwamuri kungopindira vakabatana. Imi muri vanhu vasina kubatana, saka hapana kwatiri kuenda. Hatimbofa takawana rusununguko musina kubatana. Unongotaura Chamisa, ndiye aita sei Chamisa? Imimi ndimi muri kumuregerera kai?
Now he's talking of kubatana, giving each other a hand or holding each other.
Imi ndimi muri kuregerera Chamisa. Muri kumuregerera Chamisa nokuti munotya, muri mbwende. Hamumbofa makasununguka kwete, mucharamba makadzvinyirirwa neivo vanhu ivava kusvikira amen. Inini musataure nezita rangu muchitaura zvimwe zvinhu zvemanga. Handina wani wenyu wandaka kukumbira mari. Motikari dzangu dzakatorwa dzikatengeswa nehurumende yenyu. Handina munhu wandakambokumbira mari nichiti motikari dzangu dzatorwa ndibatsirei nemari, kwete. Ndiri kuzviitira zvinhu zvangu ndiri kwandiri kuno. Saka siyanai neni. Handidi zvokutaurirwa zvinhu zvemanga. Handina zvandaita, handitengese. Say the rest of you munotengesa kai. Munotengesa struggle. Vamwe makatengesa struggle. Vana chabangu vakakutengesai, hapana zvamuri kuita, muri kuchirungu.
Then he speaks on selling out. Now the issue of selling out is very rampant in Zimbabwe. Enough respect to everybody who's watching us live. Those watching us live, you can write a comment in the top chat or in the super chat that I can see him, so I can give him a shout out. Enough respect to Taurani Nyati watching us live. They says good evening, watching you from Alberton, Gauteng, South Africa. He says where he got this money, he steal money for Zimbabwe. You did a good thing to refuse that money. People are suffering drought. And then we have to tender machine. Big up. They say it's big up. Say. Enough respect. Mushava Iri Mutandazi says Zimbabwe is Mukanya is telling the truth. Mukanya boys one moon anotara chokwadi at the tender machinery there. Enough respect there.
Vanhu vanotengesa mukasabatana hapana kwatinoenda. Kana iyo Africa yacho kana isina kubatana hapana kwairi kuenda. Forget. Munoramba muri vanhu vaya vacharamba vachingokumbira kune dzimwe nyika nokuti hapana kwatiri kuenda. Chitsotsi chakawandisa muAfrica. Africa iri kutongwa matsotsi ega. That's why vasingati kuti Africa ibatani. Hapana kwatinombosvika sevanhu vatema tisina kubatana. Kana tisina kubatana hapana tinongo.
Then we see he goes on deeper and deeper on this one here. So in our society, especially in Zimbabwe, right? There is a lot of dysfunctions. There's a lot of dysfunction that happens in this land. We're talking of societies in this terrain or in this country, right? Remember, human societies are built on principle of interdependence, right? Where individuals rely on each other for support or cooperation, right? Mutual reliance would foster social cohesion, not criminal cohesion, right? Not criminal cohesion like I'm seeing perpetrated at this very moment by my next door, Santini Barabango, are thinking they can coerce me to kill myself because they are bloodthirsty, delusional. I don't know what to call them, right? Screaming when I do start a video, right? That's a whole another type of hyenas, which are not people. Remember, this is an urban area. People who do not have a purpose moving around doing that. That's how much animals they've become, right? I don't mean that. I mean in the normal sense, right? Anyway, I put in that one so that I can mention it. Now, shared norms and values. We have things like shared norms and values, right? At the core of a society is shared norms and values and beliefs. Take note of the word value. It's the same word that is used in the valuation of money, right? That is which gives you, like, your life. Being alive, not being dead, right? The values shape the behavior of the members. Now, in our Zimbabwean society, what is the norm? The norms, the shared values. As a people, as a nation, that is what determines how strong we stand. So we see various forces would then feed on the Zimbabweans' ignorance or naivety, on the Zimbabweans' lack of rootedness or grounding, lack of principles that make them in the social environment or interhuman environment. Norms and values. Zimbabwe is basically a dysfunctional nation, right? Then we also have diversity and homogeneity, heterogeneity and homogeneity, right? While societies may exhibit same traits or sameness in terms of things like beliefs and customs, right? They are also benefit from their differences. That's where we see art playing a part, the different types of art, different expressions, people being individuals, right? Diversity among individuals would bring various perspectives, skills and ideas, and that would foster innovation and adaptability within the community, right? Conflict and conciliation. Conciliation, from where we get the word reconciliation, right? In Zimbabwe, there's a tendency of people, especially in politics, they look for a conflict so that they can grab your property over what we are team partners. That again, cultural practices, the rise of delusional beliefs, right? Where we see in societies home defenders, purposeless people, they become leaders of society. Remember the phrase peer pressure or conformity, right? That very same nature. In our dysfunctional society, it has become so rampant, very, very rampant, and very, very extreme. Actually, there are some people antomuka every morning achina mtown kunobira vanhu. It happens, it's happening. Not every 100 meter in Harare CBD that you move, no, maybe every 10 meters. That's how rampant it is. So we are lacking all this. I can't really be speaking on institutional framework, right? Or a thing called mental slavery. There is that basic ethics and values, shared values, shared norms and values. Where would we get wrong as a people? How do we go wrong? Enough respect to Stephen Hakata, says Chamisa Chete Chete Tafazgwa being what they are watching us live. Enough respect to everybody who is watching us live right about now. So we see a lot of alien cultures coming to culture people. A lot of alien cultures coming from wherever, be it Mars or wherever it's coming from. But it is alien. It is alien. Some people may be living in the same society. Right? Remember, misery loves company. The miserable, they are the loud mouths. That's why you see on social media the trolls who are powerless trying to seek control. They'll be murmuring, clamoring, outbursts, drammering, right? Like those people we call that are called drama queens, right? Drama queens. Those type of people. Imagine when your society leader is a drama queen. What would you expect? Right? So it's unfortunate we are not back to where we were during the times of Rhodes, because the time of Rhodes did not necessarily disenfranchise black people, but he raised the qualifications required. He was raising the qualifications required so that blacks could be educated as a people. So that blacks could be educated as a people. Now we are coming from a time where we were barbarians. Right? Barbarians. When you educate a people, it spreads in their culture, in their practices, in how they handle themselves. Zimbabwe. Can we say we are back to barbarianism? It's worse than that. It seems Zimbabweans, a lot of Zimbabweans have no souls and spirits. They are dead, and they've unleashed hell on this land right now, right here. However, the people will always conquer. Remember, we are past BC, before Christ. So we are now that Adam who needs to take over again. What is important is not necessarily your faith, right? What is important is to forget all the doubts that Lucifer has taught. Fear not, sin not. We do. Right? So we heard Thomas Mapfumo, they're talking about the word. They are cowards, they are cowards. A coward is a person who can't do anything of their own, who have no vision, who doesn't want to achieve anything because they are a coward. They would stoop so low to becoming a petty thief. It's called a petty thief. A low life. A dirty whore, from whence we get the word walker. Anyways, we finish it on a good note. Enough respect to everybody who's watching us live. Keep your comments coming. We're still here until 40 minutes. So I'll read them when I do finish this video. Remember to remember yourself, or at least to have a vision for yourself. whatever you wanna be. The trick is simple. If I do this, then this happens. If I do this, then this happens. National prosperity does not translate to personal prosperity, but personal prosperity translates to national prosperity.
Let me talk about people here. You're welcome. You just felt at home since day one when I came here. But obviously, we are here for a big occasion, my big occasion, the best in my entire life. I know I've been places I've achieved in terms of my career, but this achievement is probably one of its kind. And in saying so, I would like to thank Sir Wigner, for making it possible for us to realize that we are still loved while we're still alive. Because normally people.
So we see that is Peter Ndlovu there picking his car from Chivhayo.
Big occasion, my big occasion, the best in my entire life.
This is my big occasion, the best in my entire life.
I know I've been places I've achieved in terms of my.
I know I've been places. I know I've achieved. Remember, this guy is the first African to play in the English Premier League there in the Europe. But he says this is his best moment. Things that come from sentiment are priceless. In that, the value is unpriceable.
Career, but this achievement is probably one of its kind. And in saying so, I would like to thank Sir Wigner, making it possible for us is that we are still loved while we're still alive. Because normally.
Now, these guys who maneuver like Sir Chivhayo, they are very clever. Somewhere in the Bible, there's some way it talks about giving, right? Whatever it talks about giving, it says, "Given it will be given unto you." That would be the main point. The blessed are those who give, cease for their something like that, right? It's a basic doctrine we all know. Remember, people like to hear bad news, etc., because of sadism and also all the other things. Like you don't have to be direct. You don't have to, because Lucifer is very sensitive, right? So me, I don't care. I do this. Some people are trained to be angry about things that don't concern them without thinking. So we understand that there are different levels of spiritual maturity, or for psychological maturity, mental maturity. Okay, whatever the word we use, logic. Okay, we can't explain it as human beings what we are. Conscious maturity, but there's that what we call maturity. I don't mean maturity in terms of was wonder oxygen. No. Okay, right? Right? Because people can confuse that. No. Right? I'm just giving an example. I'm just giving an example that is pointless. So those pointless examples, they divert us from the principles. But we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. Principal parties, my principles are CDO, akariveswa. not even parallel. Those they cross, they intersect, not intersect the other way, right? Parallel is good. Parallel is the parables. God gives us parable. Jesus gives us parable, so we can just, as a ruler, we can look upon ourselves and make reflection, right? So there are some people who doesn't want to hear the good news. Then they start questioning etc, right? In this instance, I'm speaking to those who want to hear good news, who like good things, who like joy, right? Who like success. The devil is nothing. That's why he's a thief. And after he steals, he kills and destroys and is left with nothing. With that, I sign out. Dr. Clarence, TV7 Live.